townland of Glenmore in County Longford. It is situated here just a short distance from the village of Kenagh on the Athlone Ballymahon Road. The main industry here is tillage and dairy farming. On the last weekend of July in every year, the place becomes a hive of activity with the annual all-horse haymaking festival, which is operated by the well-known Egan family from the locality, spearheaded by senior member Eamon. We were told by the organisers that the festival started here on Saturday evening with the carriage run through the village. We arrived around 1:30 p.m. and were greeted by some lovely Irish dance music and song coming from the temporary stage set up for the day. So as always, we made our way down to the canteen for our customary cup of tea and scones before starting on our tour of duty. A good crowd of people were already moving around the display area, inspecting the well-restored items on show, including household and domestic equipment from a bygone era. The vintage horse machinery included drilled and sod ploughs, a bar pine spud plough, scufflers, harrows and seat sowers. The haymaking equipment included tethers, kickers, bogies and a side delivery. The hand-operated tools consisted of scythes, sickles, reaping hooks, 2, 3 and 4 pronged forks and timber hay rakes.
And I know, like in all towns and everything, we'll say if the father had joined the army, one of the sons would follow in the footsteps. But because this lad did, Tom, and he went out far and out to the army and made a lot of money and sent home money to the father and mother, and they done up the house, built an outside toilet and for the station, got everything, ready. But eventually he came home and the father said to him, "Well, Tom," he said, "what's new in the army since I was in the army?" "Gee, Dad," he said, "there's lots of things," he said, "but there's a unit here called a grenade," he said. And he pulled the pin out of it. "I'll show you how it works." "Hello, Declan. I'll show you how it works." And he pulled out the pin and he fired it into the little shed like what a cock of hay is, and he blew it to smithereens. And the father said, "Son, you shouldn't have done that. That was an outside toilet we built with the money you sent home, and your grandmother was in it," he said. And with that, up out of the rubble comes the grandmother, and she's shaking herself, and she said to the father, she said, "Well, feck them onions, I'll never eat them again," she said. And there was a husband and wife, Tom and Mary, and I suppose like the Longford people as well, Tom would go for a pint, but it wouldn't be one, he'd have 9 or 10, you see. And when he come home, Mary wasn't that happy with him. And she said, "If that's not bad enough," she said, "we have to wait for the cat to come home. He's rambling as well." Now she said, "Tom, you better get something done with that cat. Curtail your drinking and curtail the cat." So we got anyway. Tom said the next day anyway, she said, "You better bring him into the vet and get him neutered." Well, Tom got up the following morning. Now Tom left school when he was about 14. He wasn't that well educated. And he put the cat into a box and put him on the back of the bicycle, and he headed into the vet. And he said to the vet, "I want to get this lad tutored." And the vet said, "Is he a very special cat?" "Oh, there's nothing special about him. He's a bit like myself. He stays out at all hours and he doesn't come home, and our fella's not that happy," he said. So he said, "You want to get him neutered. Whatever it takes," he said, "or whatever you have to do, do it." So the vet done the business, and it was £5. And Jesus, Tom got a hard fright. Tom was going home, but his pocket was fairly light, and the cat in the box, he was going home a bit lighter as well, if you get me drift, if you know what I mean. But the following Saturday night anyway, Tom was sprawled one side of the fire, the cat was sprawled the other side, and Mary said, I don't know which was worse, not being able to get at the fire with the two of you sprawled either side, or waiting for you to come home at all hours. Now the husband said, "It's very simple, Mary," he said, "if I had my fiver and the cat had his folderols, both of us would be gone out," he said. Thank you very much.
We made our way down to the bottom of the field, where a tidy piece of vintage ploughing was now in progress. It was being carried out by the Martin and Fahy families from Mockram and Corndulla in County Galway Ploughing Co. 2 very calm horses were stretching the traces and the swing at a very even keel, resulting in a perfect sod being turned over on the day and a joy to watch. now time to visit the Haymaking Festival, but not before we have something to eat. So Matty and I headed in the direction of the canteen, where a lovely smell of burgers and French fries met us on the way. We secured a quick meal each and walked back to the stage, where we took some time out to listen to the music and enjoy the skills of the two step dancers performing. As we viewed the different horse machines at work, we came upon a demonstration of unloading a haycock from a bogie. It was none other than the Irish country music star himself, Declan Nerney. A local man to the area, he was more than willing to get stuck in and display his farming skills on the day. There's one remaining item left on the agenda, and it's the presentation by the Midland Draft Horse Society to the best working team on the day. And the trophy was won here by Keith Martin from Mockram in East County Galway. The hay is nearly all cocked and the evening is drawing to a close. And another historic day has been recorded in the vintage farming calendar. And the old ways of life that have so often touched us in the past were all preserved here today for the future generations and hopefully for years to come. So we'll close the show with Declan Nerney himself to sing us out the gate, and we will certainly pencil this one in for a return visit. But Shinna Willagini Usla, August Bima Jarash Rish, and Plein Shahugan the Kun Jay, August Sidger and Dal in Canary and Boher Liv Galair.
Just outside Castle Blaney, in a townland called the Moy, Mrs. McBride, the midwife, cried, "You have a baby boy." No one took any notice what the wise old woman said. She said this child is special as she tried the baby's head. More than 20 years had quickly passed, the boy was now a man, and only when they heard him sing did they understand the words that wise old woman spoke all those years before. The baby's name was now Big Tom and part of our folklore. They stood on stage beside him for many, many years. They shared lots of good times, some laughter and some tears. Ronnie, Seamus, Ginger, Henry, Cyril, John, with their magic beat, the mainliners, the band that backed Big Tom. They were on the road in '66, to Dublin they did go. It was arranged by RTE to play the showband show. A little song with 16 lines would change their lives forever. The first time on TV, Big Tom sang Gentle Mother. 10 years they were together, the dream come to an end. Big Tom formed the Travellers to be his backing band. They played in Fort Worth, Texas, this time he went by plane. But 4 Rosa, Glen and Maddie brought him home again. I can't believe it's 50 years since I first heard Big Tom sing the Carroll County accident to the same way you came in. So Big Tom, keep on singing, never mind old Father Time. If it's lonesome at your table, you're welcome here at mine. Hey, Arda!